Milwaukee came out with a flurry. I mean, it was just an absolute a barrage of threes, which they've done. It wasn't something we were surprised. They just did it at UIC. They've been doing it all year. 7 games in a row, I think they're averaging 10 threes a game. They got, I said it last time we played them, they got a point guard, 8 assists, 1 turnover. They got a great combination of shooters and a point who can find shooters. And that's it's a tremendous combination.
You mentioned they started the game off with a flurry,
yeah.
And you slowed them down a lot. You know, it was what, 6 at the half. So,
yeah, you know, our guys have never, that's the one thing, a part of this culture we're trying to do, and our record doesn't show it. But we've never quit, and we've battled back. We get ourselves into these holes. You know, we started at Valpo 8-0 to start the game. You know, we just get in these holes, and then we grind it out. We go. You know, with an overtime game Tuesday, an emotional one. An emotional overtime game against Green Bay. Today I felt like one of those hard-driving jockeys who was trying to get my guys to keep grinding to get more out of their horse, and they were just dead. And it isn't because they didn't want it or didn't try. They were physically and mentally, we were in mud. We couldn't get a key stop. We battled back all the way to a certain point and had it right there within 1 possession, yeah. And it was just getting over the hump. We just could not get a stop. And you got to credit Milwaukee for that. Made some big plays. They got a big weak side rebound at a key time. Gully hit a key shot. But it was just, we just grinded to a point, and I felt like that jockey was trying to rip the life out of their horses, and they just had a long week, but you got to credit Milwaukee.
Coach, I know you've only been here 1 year, but this is the final game with Averkamp at home. You named him captain. Gibbler, I'm sorry. My bad. You named him captain.
I got nauseous if you said Averkamp.
But you know, you named him captain. You played him. He's played some big minutes for you. You know, would you?
Yeah, I feel bad for, you know, it obviously isn't the season. It wasn't, you know, it's still not over. But in the season, you know, they want to have. You know, it started out with an injury with a point guard, and it seemed like he was battling injuries. Ben's had a concussion. Joe, Jordan, and it just never was a flow for him. I feel bad for him because you know, you have 1 senior year. You only have 4 years to play in college. He should have no regrets. He gave his all to Loyola. He's a 1,000-point scorer, 500 rebounder. He's going to get an unbelievable education. He's going to be a doctor. So he's a high-character guy, and it's. I feel for him that piece of his life wasn't fulfilled. You know, leaving his home court, but Walt's got so much going for him. And same with John Binkowski and Adam Cooper, and our 2 managers, 2 Dans. I mean, it's very tough to lose your coach. And they come in last year, and they've been nothing but high character, trying to buy into everything we've tried to do.
Coach, given what you guys have done with some close calls the last few games, and what Milwaukee's done, winning 4 in a row, is this conference turning sort of up for grabs right now?
Well, I think you know, I look at Milwaukee. They guard you. You can't go through this tournament. They're going to have to win 4 games. You can't do it without guarding somebody. You know, and they guard you. Then they have a lot of offensive weapons. You know, it's hard to ride if you only have 1 or 2 guys that are weapons. You know, Milwaukee is a lot of different guys. Cully's playing tremendous, and Caleb, Meyer, Harms is in there. They just got a lot of guys that Allen just, we got to get key post ups for him. So they guard you. They got a great point. They got shooters. I like Milwaukee, but I like a lot of things. I mean, I think it's. This year, it just seems there's just, you know, we're facing a lot of teams that have had their programs going. I mean, Rob's been there a while. Cleveland State's been there a while. Butler's, I mean, only Howard and I are just getting here. Bryce just got it, but he's been part of the culture. Billy Donnelly, he's been part of the culture there. Brian Wardle has been part of the culture there. Ray's been at Detroit. I mean, the Butler culture's going on. So a lot of these programs, you can tell that these culture in terms of the things that have gone on. And we'll turn it. But we're excited about the tournament. I love Averkamp. Averkamp's in the locker room yelling at everybody saying, now everything's clean slate. Because he had that record, our record kind of looming over us, and he immediately said, hey, it's a clean slate. And I love it. So you never know. We're excited to go to Detroit.
And it's Detroit, right?
It is Detroit.
Any other questions? Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
How, you know, as a team, when they came out shooting that well from 3 in the first half, in the first like 10 minutes, how did you guys try to get it back on track?
It's one of those things, just kind of like weather the storm. When they're shooting the ball that well, it's tough. I mean, part of it was our own mistake, and mine in particular, helping off of the drive and leaving a really good shooter open for his shots. And he obviously made us pay for them. But it's just kind of grinding and getting stops and trying to string them together. I mean, they had 26 points at like 9:30 in the first half, and then they had 32 at halftime. So I mean, we were able to do that, and that's really where we were able to close the gap coming into halftime and make it 6.
Any other questions for Ben?
Yeah, 2 on senior day. I mean, Gibbler had like kind of he's coming back from injury, but this is the last game you're playing with those guys. Talk about them, and I know you've been playing with Gibbler for 3 years now, so.
Yeah, it's always, senior day is always kind of like a little, it's obviously kind of a little sad and part of it. I mean, obviously these guys, him, John, and Adam, not only good friends, but we're roommates, us 4. So obviously, when it comes to an end like this, it's just like a tough day, I guess, knowing that, we'll never suit up again here.
Yeah, I missed having Walt out there on the floor.
Yeah.
Defense kind of swarms to you two now without him for the next year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously, we got a bunch of guys coming in too. So hopefully, and then this summer, hopefully with Italy, that'll help us so we don't take us, beginning of the year, take as far of a step back with new guys learning the system, because we'll be able to practice this summer, and then obviously